Welcome to Let's Play Ratchet Clank Up Your Arsenal. I'm Nye, and we're going to be completing some of the things that we didn't get through on Playthrough 1, including upgrading weapons, getting skill points, things like that. That's going to be post-commentary, telling you about things after I did it. Made it a lot easier to do it that way. So now we're going to be getting ourselves the Quantum Whip, which is the upgrade to the Lava Whip. Nice upgrade, gives us a lot more damage immediately off the bat, and also gives us a little bit more functionality. So that enemy gives us the Quantum Whip, which is now this nice and lovely purple color. As I said, more damage. The big change is that when it does a combo attack, it actually sends out waves of energy that will attack distant targets for you, in addition to doing damage to the targets around you. You also have a little bit more AoE. Next, we went into the arena later on in the game and got ourselves the Ultrashield. This is going to be an upgrade to our holographic shield that I'll be working on momentarily. So already the holographic shield, when it was deployed, it leached health from enemies for us, and also dealt damage to enemies around us whenever it got hit, as you can see right there. Very useful in the arena, actually, because it does block the damage off the gun. The gun deals very little damage. When it's upgraded, though, every single time it gets hit, it sends out pulses in different directions, which will help us out. When the bouncer's upgraded, it does exactly what it did in the second game. Heavy bouncer. Lot bigger shells, lots more damage. No real change there. Just useful as it used to be. The barrier's a pain in the butt to upgrade. I spent a lot of time in the arena to do it. Usually it's going to be pretty easy to upgrade if you are in the arena and deal with those little flying majiggers. Or if you do what I do right here, which is running around letting it hit people over and over and over. It takes a very long time to do this. But when you get your upgrade, which happens eventually, as I said, this took a very long time. These are the guys I'm talking about. One touch from the thing from the barrier will kill them. The Tesla barrier actively zaps enemies who run nearby you. Very, very helpful. Actually deals quite a lot of damage. Then we have the Tesla Storm, which we're going to be working on right now. This is what I recommend doing with it, killing bosses with it, because it's a lot of damage. As is, when it hits enemies, it sends out shocks of electricity towards other enemies in the area, and also deals pretty massive damage when it actually hits. As you can see, killing these guys on Playthrough 2 gets you a lot of experience. And then you get the Plasma Storm, which shoots out actual bolts of energy that will deal massive damage when they hit, but it also arcs out the electricity to any enemy nearby, as opposed to the Tesla Storm, which only you'd had to hit something to send that out. So here's the final upgrade to our armor. We're still working on the endgame armor for Playthrough 1, but in the armor vendor, as soon as you start up Playthrough 2, you'll find the Infernox Armor for 1,000,000 bolts. Same armor that you get when you destroy the Inferno boxes in the main game. Every bit of Ratchet is armored, and it reduces damage taken by 80% as opposed to the previous 66%, which is pretty nice. It always cracks me up that Ratchet's tail is armored as well. Makes sense, though. So we have finally achieved enough money to buy ourselves the end-game weapon, the weapon that you should only be able to reasonably pick up in the second playthrough, namely the Rhino, or the Rhino, your choice. So the Rhino got another change. It's changed every game so far, and I believe it continues to change every game. This one shoots out about 8 rockets, which independently seek off of every enemy that it can see. It'll actually show you every enemy that it can pick off at once, which is a decent change to the previous ones. It also comes with a fair amount of ammo, does a lot of damage, and is generally pretty fantastic. I actually like the Rhino. I used it a lot in the second playthrough, especially when I worked to upgrade it. Keep in mind that it does have a very high experience requirement to upgrade. Now, back when we beat one of the Quark episodes, our resident geek came by and named a cheat for us. If I remember correctly, it was up, up, down, down, left, right, circle, circle, square. Now, you may have ignored that cheat, but that actually does do something. If you enter it right, it puts Quark in a 2-2, exactly what he said he would do. and you can play through the entire level like this. It works in any of the side-scrolling Quark vid comics. And you can take it off in the exact same way. Now, the upgraded Rhino does some pretty nice stuff. Instead of shooting just 8 rockets, it shoots multiple. And instead of just being regular blasts of rockets, it actually does blasts of energy. The energy also has a unique effect. Instead of just doing blast damage, it disintegrates the enemy. You'll see that very temporarily in this next little clip.
Welcome to the Zeldrin Starport.
If you check this enemy in the middle of the screen, you'll see him evaporate into red mist. Now, we upgraded ourselves to the Rhynocirator. This one's kind of different. The Rhino basically became the Zodiac from the previous game. Launches out an energy beam, which kills everything on screen. They actually melt into ash. This is both a buff and a nerf to the Rhino, unfortunately. It's a buff in that it kills everything on screen. In late game, if you're going towards things like the PS3 trophy for getting 10 million bolts, it's useful because you can kill just people over and over and over, but it deals a lot less damage to bosses now. Because it's just flat kill everything and then a little bit of damage for anything that doesn't get insta-killed. So this is where I finally started getting the mega weapons. I didn't get them until a lot longer than I should have. I should have been getting mega weapons as I went along, and then got the Rhino sort of for the end game. I did it backwards. So I had plenty of bolts by this time, and I just sort of bought individual things, looking for the things that I wanted to upgrade first. If you're curious how I got so many bolts, beating the Quarktastic Challenge on Playthrough 2 gives you 2 million bolts as opposed to just 200,000. Now again, you can see it'll actually... The value of a weapon to the creators is really seen very easily by how much the weapon is actually costing. So they don't consider the Vortex to be useful, whereas I consider the Vortex to be a very useful weapon indeed. They only charge 90,000 for it. I snapped that up pretty quick. Now, I tried the Whip It Good challenge with my level 5 whip, and I actually failed it because I used way too many attacks. In this clip, you'll actually see how well that wave of energy works. So I just killed 2 guys with wave energy, which is the direct attack. The upgraded whip, on the other hand, is taking these guys out in 1 to 2 attacks, whereas the level 5 whip was taking 6 or 7 attacks just to kill a single enemy. So it wasn't particularly good. You can also see, if you watch the experience bar, exactly how much experience it does take to level some of these weapons up. The whip actually doesn't require a lot at all, really. It requires a lot more for some other weapons, such as the Decimator and the, that's an example. Sniper Rifle takes a fair few, so does the Plasma Storm. So expect to take a lot of time leveling yourself up. You'll also need to have these things leveled up in order to actually complete the weapon-specific challenges in the Annihilation Nation arena. So expect to deal with that. But with the upgraded weapons, it doesn't take very long at all. Now, to give you an example of how weak level 5 weapon is, this is the disc launcher, and remember, this was really powerful in playthrough 1, but it's taking me many discs just to kill a single guy. So this should give you a really good example of how long this takes, how much ammo you have to spend in order to complete the thing. This is round 2. I've already used half of my ammo store. That's not to say that the level 5 weapons are not powerful. They still do a lot of damage, and for some enemies, they're going to be doing enough. But in the arena, not so much, especially not for weapon-specific challenges. I actually abuse the fact that enemies can hit each other in order to complete this challenge. But as you can see, it just only take 1 hit. And for the rest of the challenge, because I was running out of ammo, I'm still only on round 3, I actually abused the fact that the whip wielders, they deal a lot of damage to surrounding enemies, so I was trying to get them to attack the enemies for me. They also don't have a lot of armor or a lot of health, so they're ideal candidates for something like this. This is probably one of the easier waves you can get to for whip wielders. They'll take each other out before they get near you. And since he hits twice on the front swing and back swing, he'll actually take out his allies pretty much in 1 attack. pretty easy. Now for this next bit, I actually screwed this up. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I accidentally achieved the Get 200 Nanotech Trophy and PlayStation Network Trophy and regular trophy without even realizing, and I had to go back to a previous save so I could show you guys. But you can go up to 200 Nanotech in Playthrough 2. Playthrough 1 only allows up to 100. And there is a in-game trophy for getting the 200 Nanotech, and there is a PlayStation Network trophy as well. What we really care about is the in-game trophy, because having all the trophies unlocks something great later on. So at this point, I was in Quark's hideout. Each Quark bot actually gives a really good amount of experience, so this is pretty much where I got mine. And I was just using random weapons. In this case, I was using the Tempest in order to get my kills. There's the Nanofinder trophy for my 200 Nanotech. Unfortunately, in Playthrough 2, that's not really a lot of health. That's really only 100. You'll see that a lot. Actually, I thought you'll see that in this clip. This was the Spread the Infection skill point. So it's the one skill point I missed in the first playthrough that could actually be gotten in the first playthrough. And it's to infect 30 enemies using the Infector. It's actually recommended that you get the Infector bombs, which is why I worked so hard in Playthrough 1 to actually get it, and never got around to actually getting it. Notice how much damage, even with the Inferno Armor, I'm taking off of these guys. They do a lot of damage in Playthrough 2. Even more than so in Playthrough 1, I want to say. But this is where I was getting my Infector. I was just launching at every enemy I could reasonably see. And I was also trying to use that to get the dots on and get the kills. Just keep in mind, you don't have to actually kill them with the Infector, you just have to actually infect them. So it only has to land the dot in the first place. So I landed the dot, got my Skill Master Trophy. So that's my final skill point. That is 30 for 30. The cheat unlocked at 30 is Mirror Universe. It just mirrors the levels. This was a earlier skill point in Ratchet Clank 2. I was told that actually unlocked you another skin, but apparently not. And then here's the full list of 30 out of 30 points. Lots of skill points that we achieved. But we're not quite done with the game yet. We still have to upgrade all of our weapons to Mega Weapons. Now this is actually a major pain in the ass. I actually got into Playthrough 3 doing this. So you have some idea of how far I had to go. So I have Omega at this point in everything except for the Decimator. So when you upgrade, you immediately get level 6. Moving into level 7 is a Giga Weapon, and then level 8, which is maxed experience, is the Omega Weapon. And we need it for every weapon in order to get the final in-game trophy. And actually the final PlayStation 3 trophy as well. Depending on if you get 10 million bolts trophy. So the best place to actually upgrade your weapons, I find, is going to be either the arena, and I do recommend, man, there's that death again. That sucks. Best place to go is either going to be the arena. That's a great place to just do as much damage as you can with most of the weapons. The splitter rifle, I recommend going into big areas and fighting big monsters with it, so drop ships are really good for experience. You can also go into the arena and fight the twins, or fight the scorpion, in order to get the XP on that. It only takes a couple of shots. Same thing applies to the Decimator, same thing applies to most of the really big but damage weapons that only do single shot, that are not good for just in the field in general. The arena's fantastic for your smaller weapons. I got my Wacko Ray upgraded in the sewers just by running around, holding it down. Same thing with the Tesla Barrier, same thing with the Agency Dread. It's very, very easy to get them upgraded, so don't worry that much about doing it. If you just do it through multiple playthroughs, that's actually the easiest way to do it, or you can do what I do and just run to the arena. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, you can see exactly how much money I've accumulated. This is Playthrough 3, so I have absolutely nothing to spend money on, except for the incidental things that happen throughout the game, like spend such amount of money on this particular upgrade. But that's about it. Nothing else to spend money on. There's a PlayStation 3 trophy for getting 10 million bolts. I've been unable to figure out if that's 10 million for the course of the game or 10 million at once. I think it's 10 million at once. So, having killed this jerk, that will upgrade my Decimator to the Omega Decimator, which gives me the Omega Arsenal Trophy. So we've got that. Now, doing so will, as I said earlier, open up something for you. It's only actually visible on the main ship, so we actually have to go back there so we can view our trophy collection. It's also good to upgrade the Omega weapons anyways. On every single one, it'll upgrade their damage, which is very, very important on playthrough too. You saw that early in the arena, that a level 5 weapon was just not doing the business. Not really something like that. So, that's one of the reasons to do it. They also all gain more ammo. Actually, funnily enough, the suck cannon, it even says it gains more ammo from its Omega version when, you know, obviously it does not. I think it can contain more ammo, if anything. But they'll all say that. They all gain more damage, so it's very, very worth it. Head back to the Starship Phoenix and make your way over to the trophy room. Yes, Helga, I understand. You want me to do the gadget training. It's not going to happen. Go into the trophy room, and you will see that we have all the trophies. There's a ton. Now, this does require you to get all the collectible trophies in the back row, but it also requires all the skill trophies in the front row. When you do so, this door will finally open, revealing this pad, which gets you to the Insomniac Museum, just like there was in the second Ratchet Clank game. But unlike Ratchet Clank 2, the Insomniac Museum does not open itself for free. You have to get all the trophies. This is something that's actually carried on into at least Ratchet Clank Crack in time. I can't remember if Tools of Destruction has the same requirement for opening the Insomniac Museum. Notice the planet symbol is their moon. Now, at this point in the playthrough, I was actually unable to open up every room because I actually had not unlocked the hacker yet. You actually do need to have the hacker to open up every room. But they show us a bunch of things. We can go to a turbo slider track. There was a race involved with it that never got done. If I'm correct, I didn't actually test these, but these were a bunch of hacker levels donated, as far as I can tell. I didn't actually test any of this stuff in the Insomniac Museum, and it's been a long time since I've been in there, so I can't remember what half of this stuff is. But, you know, go ahead and explore a lot of cool stuff. I don't have the gravity boots, so I can't mess around with the gravity ramp right now. Kind of a shame. It's kind of fun to walk on the walls there. But the Insomniac Museum is just as big and just as wacky as it was in the second game. There's a lot of cool stuff. So we got some walkers, got some extra enemy types to check out. You can see the animations on this particular one. There's actually Chainblade here. I killed him since I found him. I think he was supposed to be an enemy in this one, but they just dropped him. And that animation you saw, that melting animation, that red flash, that's what the Rhino does, and it's levels 2 through 4. Another couple of vehicles in here. I'm assuming that's an old-style hovercraft. And then, for no reason whatsoever, I get attacked. I guess this was supposed to be an enemy tile that attacked you with boxes. And I have no idea what the little turtle thing is supposed to be on the right-hand side. I killed them pretty fast. Possibly just a normal mini enemy that was supposed to be in certain levels. More enemy types. Nothing outdoors this time. In the previous game, outdoors, you would find the height chart, just this big tower that showed you, you know, how they calibrated Ratchet's weapons and everything, and his jump ability, things like that. And falling off gives you an instant kill, as you would expect. Inside of this gravity room is actually something really amusing. Every single one of these posters references the dog Hank. You can read all of them. Ratchet and Hank. These guys have a real love for this dog. Lovely motivational posters. And there's more in the museum that I actually didn't go and check out on camera. The museum, you can spend a good 20 or 30 minutes in here just listening to everything, testing everything out. They have a lot of cool stuff that you can do. This is the Mr. Fister enemy. Didn't make it to the game. That is a really big fist. We have the normal desk type, and on the desk you can actually see a testing art for one of the levels. For the starting level, you can see Hank and a crew member, and this actually on the desk, if you can see it, is a outline of a desk. I don't know why they put an ultra large desk in here. Hi, Hank. So there's the desk blueprint. As I said, you can spend a lot of time in here. I chose not to. You can play the help messages. They'll actually tell you stuff. I don't know how true this is anymore. That was for back when this game originally came out, multiplayer was a thing. Apparently the multiplayer servers are back up as of now for the collection, but I haven't gone to test. And the particle effects generator, all that jazz. So, lots of cool stuff to test out. Definitely unlocked the Insomniac Museum. There's also a secret way to unlock it earlier on, so you don't have to wait as long as I did. That's about it. Thanks for joining me on this Let's Play, guys. That is all 3 of the original Ratchet & Clanks. I will see you guys on the next one. See you soon.